Well, aside from a couple of people trying to kill me this morning, there actually was something I wanted to talk about. Just a little technical update on the bike. As some of you may know, I installed a FuelMoto tuner several weeks back, and I needed a few different fuel maps for it because the gas mileage was too poor. And we got it, we being me and FuelMoto, got the bike to a good place, about 45 miles per gallon. And right about that time, I decided to put my original Cycle Shack exhaust back on. Why did I do that? Well, because it sounds phenomenal. And now that I'm correctly wearing ear protection, there's really no issue when I'm out here doing highway speed. It's fine. I mean, once I get up like where I am right now, I can hardly even hear the exhaust. It's just wind. So anyway, when I put those pipes back on, it just totally threw everything out of kilter. The bike had really bad vibration, and it just seemed to be lugging no matter what gear I was in or what part of the RPM range. It was just a mess. I was kicking myself. And when you ask for a new map from FuelMoto, lately it's been a 4-day wait. So it's not like you can quickly sort through this stuff. So anyway, I put the Screaming Eagle pipes back on so I could at least ride, and asked for a new map for my Cycle Shack pipes. Well, that map arrived yesterday. So I got home last night, put the Cycle Shack pipes back on. I'm really getting good at this now. I can do it in under a half hour. It used to take me over an hour. I got a new set of the exhaust interconnect gaskets, which are only like $7, because the other ones had gotten a little bent and mangled from the number of times I took these things on and off. So I put it together last night thinking this is it. This is the last time I'm doing this. And I was putting a lot of faith in FuelMoto that the map they sent would be good, and it is great. I took the bike out last night. It was incredibly smooth, no vibration at all. I could stomp on it and accelerate. It didn't matter what gear I was in, what part of the RPM range I was in. It was great. It was comfortable. It was smooth. It sounds wonderful. So I went to bed last night a happy man. I woke up this morning, and I've been on it for almost 50 miles now, and it's beautiful. The only lingering question will be, is the gas mileage in an acceptable spot? I did ask them to knock the map down 10% on the fuel use, which is what I had done with the other exhaust. So I expect I will be at 45 miles per hour, or rather 45 mpg, or better. I mean, it's possible it might even be better, because these pipes are more free-flowing, less restrictive than the Screaming Eagles are. So that is a nice ending to this little saga of, that part of my maintenance. The purpose of the FuelMoto tuner in the first place is that the bike was running too lean, and there was evidence on the spark plugs that was very bad. Little tiny bits of metal, which probably came off the piston because of detonation and because it was running too hot, and just all kinds of badness. And I have to blame whoever put did this air cleaner in exhaust pipes, which would have been the original owner. He needed to have the bike tuned, and he didn't. And if he did, it was not done right. So there's definitely some damage. I think I caught it in time. There's no rideability issues, and there should not be any ongoing damage at this point. Pulling the spark plugs after 500 miles of use with the tuner, they look fabulous. The color, there's no indication at all of any problem. There's no specks anymore. So I'm just going to keep an eye on them, keep an eye on my gas mileage. The goal is spark plugs that look proper in terms of color and gas mileage in 45 miles per hour is a good place to be. If I'm doing country riding and a little more aggressive, then I expect it's going to be in the low 40s. And if I'm just doing a long highway trip, nice and easy, steady, then it should be in the upper 40s. And if I can get, in that range, then that's all done. That whole project is done. No more pulling mufflers, no more farting around with fuel maps. So that's where that is, and I'm very happy with how this all ended up. There were a lot of different tuner options. I purposely chose the FuelMoto because of how flexible it is in terms of how much you can program. It's too complicated for someone without the specific knowledge like me to actually go in there and tweak values, but that's what FuelMoto's for. They offer that service free as part of their support. So they did their job, and it's doing its job, and I'm very happy. It was probably the wisest money I've spent on this bike yet, because it really needed to be done. Otherwise, I could end up broken down on the side of the road someday with a blown engine. So just looking at the bike overall, since I got it last year, it's so much more enjoyable, so much more comfortable to ride. The mirrors are extended out a little bit because of the extenders. I can see better. The seat is fabulous. I've talked about that several times. It looks great. It feels great. That was probably the second most important upgrade I've put on this bike. And what else? All the other little doodads are cute and stuff, but the seat and the tuner were biggies for sure. And I put a little temperature gauge, oil temperature gauge in this week. Replace the stock dipstick with one with a gauge on it. And so that'll allow me one more way to keep an eye on the health of the engine, especially with summer coming. So it's really nice being able to ride this, knowing it's in really good shape mechanically, not worried anymore about any possible problem because of it not being tuned right, and it's comfortable. It's not a touring bike, but with the windshield and the tail bag and the seat, it feels pretty darn good. I could ride on this for a couple hundred miles at a stretch and feel good. So that's just a little update on the stuff I did to the bike. There is one more thing I would like to do this season, which hopefully won't cost much at all, because I plan on selling my Screaming Eagle mufflers now that I took them off. And I'd like to do a little lighting upgrade, and I think this is going to be a really cool one, and I'll have some videos about that. It's going to definitely increase my visibility, improve my safety, and right now I only have one headlight. I'll still only have one headlight, but I'll also have some riding lights or driving lights or running lights, I don't know what you call them, little white lights that'll be on all the time. And one of the benefits of that is if my headlight blows, which, let's face it, bulbs blow, I won't be totally dark. I'll have some additional lighting there to just limp home or limp to wherever I'm going until I can replace my bulb. So that's an update on the mechanical side of things. It's Friday. It's gorgeous today. It's going to be above 70, and I am going to really enjoy it. So I hope everybody else is having a good one, and that's it for this one. Over and out.